This is Knoxville, Tennessee. Settled in 1786 in a valley sitting on the Tennessee River with the Great Smoky Mountains to the southeast, Knoxville is a pleasant little city. Its metro population is 681,000. Knoxville contains the state's land-grant institution, the University of Tennessee, which is attended by 27,000 students. Knoxville is not the place you would expect to find a thriving international community with people from places like India, Pakistan, Korea, Guatemala, and China. But just a couple miles from Knoxville's downtown, you can find this neighborhood called Pond Gap. This is David Williams. He is a fourth-generation Pond Gap resident and president of the Pond Gap Neighborhood Association.
We're trying to really protect the history of the neighborhood. We feel like our future can be safeguarded if people know where we're coming from. And we like to address a number of issues: traffic, unwanted development. We're about 10 years old now as far as the association.
My name is Shahid Masood, and I run the business here, small business, Red Onion Pizza. And I've been working here 19 years.
My name is Walter Angeloni. The store is the Holy Land Market. We've been here now, my wife Denise and I have been here for 5 years now. The store has been here about 14 years total, but we've been here 5.
I'm Susan Espirito, and I have been at Pond Gap. This will be my 6th year coming up in this coming school year.
My name is Bob Cronick. I'm a professor at the University of Tennessee. I teach courses in the Department of Ed Psych and Counseling and a service learning course for undergraduate students.
Dr. Cronick is involved with Pond Gap Elementary in bringing services like medical care and food to children in low-income families.
Okay, if you go from the railroad tracks along Western Plaza north to Lonis Road and from Third Creek west to where the Earth Fair is, that's roughly the Pond Gap community.
Pond Gap is a small community, and people like to know each other a lot. And because I've been here 19 years, and people think I'm a neighborhood pizza shop, and a lot of people know by my name, and a lot of people, they just come here, they want to talk or something, you know, or sometimes they have a Pond Gap community meeting. They come here in my pizza shop and they want to talk to each other and solve the problem or create something else.
I think it's just a wonderful place to live. You've got places you can walk to if you want to shop. There are places if you have to drive, you're close by. And I just think it just has a number of benefits.
It's just a nice area over here. It's just with the people and the different businesses, all the businesses around here, all the people are great. It's just, you own your little own world over here. You know, you're not on Kingston where all the heavy traffic, and it's just like another world.
That's a fascinating story. In the 1790s, when our neighborhood got started, the early settlers said, take your cattle to that Pond Gap pasture here on Hollywood to water their cattle and feed. And it really grew from that. So we have sort of a Western type theme.
In 1927, Knoxville stationed an airport on what is now West High School, the Armory, and the Golf Range Apartments on Sutherland Avenue.
Really, it was Knoxville's first airport because other places would have a field to land in, but then it'd be cattle the next day, or sheep grazing. But this was actually officially for the airport itself. And operated for 10 years. Then in 1937, the traffic just got so heavy, airplane-wise, so the road itself was still not used all that much, but they had to move to Blount County, where they're at now.
Years later, in 1950, Knoxvillians enjoyed a drive-in movie theater just a mile from the old airport on Sutherland Avenue.
Yes, I remember watching that great classic Ben-Hur with Charlton Heston, that giant screen, and having the chariot scene. That was something. And the snack bar, the popcorn and the hot dogs and everything. And
from 1952 until 1963, golfers enjoyed the golf range on Sutherland Avenue.
They had an instructor that was very good, and you could hit a bucket of balls like for a quarter. And when we finished putting on the putting green, there were plenty of blackberries to pick and explore some of the trails on the wooded section. And then on Saturday mornings when they were closed, we'd fire model rockets.
Because of Knoxville's proximity to Oak Ridge, many Oak Ridge employees lived in Pond Gap.
In fact, going to Pond Gap in the late 50s and early 60s, I remember several students we had from Norway, from Denmark that had moved here. Their parents worked at Oak Ridge. That used to be a big deal at the beginning of each school year. So everybody raise your hand, how many of your fathers work at Oak Ridge?
That diversity of nationalities and cultures in Pond Gap is only getting stronger today. There are many families from outside the United States living and working in the neighborhood. Their children go to Pond Gap Elementary School.
We have 19 countries that are represented here. The majority, we have about 48% that are Caucasian and 38% that are African American, 10% Hispanic, and then the rest are just a mixture of different, we have Indian, Asian, and then of course inside those different ethnicities are all different kinds of countries, different nationalities. So we have a huge amount of cultures and diversity that comes in our school that's wonderful experiences for our students.
What we have found at Pond Gap that is remarkable is, first of all, they speak 19 languages there, which is by far the most culturally diverse school in Knox County.
It's interesting because our students do not have a problem getting along with the cultures and because of the diversity that they experience here. We don't, when our kids get in arguments or have trouble with behavior and so forth, it's not because of racial problems or because of ethnic problems or cultural problems. They get in arguments because of they don't agree about something, or somebody's taken something that belongs to somebody else.
Buying this store here is like me being in school, because seeing all the different nationalities and the different cultures, and I'm learning stuff that I might have not learned in school, So I'm learning the different traditions and this and that, and the different languages, trying to speak the different languages, try to pick up the words, and also learn Arabic as well, because I couldn't talk fluent Arabic. So I'm learning, and it's just, to me, it's an everyday. I feel like I'm in school.
Oh, it's fascinating. We have International Day once a year, and actually have International Week, and we have bulletin boards up from every country that our kids are from. So we'll have 19 different, this past year, countries represented on bulletin boards in the hall, and then one evening the families will come and fix the foods from their country and dress in their country's dress, and our families will come through and experience the different cultures of the communities that's within our school, and that makes for a very diverse experience and educational experience that you just don't get unless you're traveling the world, and most of us aren't doing that. So it's great.